The first time I saw our new neighbor, the floating text materialized out of thin air. This poor female lead. Her parents despise her brother loathes her husband discarded her, and now she's dying of cancer. To think she survived being bullied in high school and sexually harassed by her boss, only for everyone to blame her. Maybe death really is her only escape. Do it. Jump off the roof. End this miserable, unloved life. I stared at those blood-chilling words hovering in my field of vision like a translucent live stream chat. Then, I looked at the girl standing on the edge of the roof. A girl so utterly hollowed out. There wasn't a single spark of light left in her eyes. I lunged forward, grabbed her by the collar, and yanked her hard onto the safety of the concrete. Without missing a beat, I pulled out my phone and dialed the girls. I need the sharpest tongues we've got. We've got a war to win. Hustle. From those floating comments, I pieced together the absurd reality. I was living inside a trashy, tragic romance novel, the kind where the heroine suffers endlessly just so the men in her life can feel guilty later. And the girl I just dragged off the roof was Summer, the protagonist. She was pure-hearted, kind, and hardworking, but because of a million contrived, tragic reasons, her 20-odd years on this earth had been nothing but suffocating darkness. She had tried to save herself 1,000 times, yet the very people bound to her by blood and law, her so-called family and her husband, kept shoving her back into the abyss. Her voice had been entirely stripped from her. She believed the only way to prove her innocence, to finally be heard, was to die. Oh, you foolish, sweet girl, I thought. What on earth could possibly be more important than breathing? So you lost an argument? Big deal. We'll just help you scream louder. As an NPC in this universe, one of the neighborhood busybodies whose only apparent literary function was to gossip and play cards, I possessed a very specific set of skills. And if there's one thing a seasoned American woman cannot stomach, it's seeing a good girl bullied. Listen to me, honey, I told her, cupping her pale face. Some people are just born trash. If you don't curse them out, they'll think your silence is an invitation to walk all over you. You don't even have to lift a finger. Marge chimed in, already rolling up her sleeves. You just need to know that there isn't a soul alive that a pack of pissed-off old women can't handle. Man, woman, young, old, doesn't matter, Shirley added, waving a dismissive hand. We sit our asses down, kick off our shoes, and start clapping our hands. I guarantee we'll have those bastards trembling in their designer loafers. They will never dare look at you sideways again. And don't you worry about the cost. Sweetie, cursing people out is entirely free. We consider it vocal cardio. Don't you dare feel guilty. The girls practically tripped over each other bragging about their past victories. Terrified Summer might underestimate our sheer, unadulterated audacity. Of course, while our mouths ran a mile a minute, our hands were just as busy. Diane was sweeping and mopping the apartment. Helen was aggressively chopping vegetables in the kitchen. The rest of us had already corralled Summer at the table and set up the mahjong tiles. Summer held her tiles with a blank, shattered expression. Amidst our chaotic, deafening chatter, just as she was trying to figure out what tile to discard, her phone buzzed. It was Carter, her brother. The second she answered, the vitriol bled through the speaker, slicing through the noise of our apartment. We froze, and I immediately reached over and tapped the speakerphone button. Summer, who the hell do you think you are? Skipping work, Carter barked. Your little stunt just cost the company a $10 million account. How exactly do you plan on paying us back for that? Summer flinched. The tiny furrow between her brows deepened, and the absolute grayness swept back over her face, extinguishing whatever small warmth our kitchen had given her. Right? A new comment floated past my eyes. If she hadn't skipped work, she would have been cornered by that disgusting executive today. It was Blair, the evil fake sister, who completely botched the pitch. Why is Summer taking the fall for a lost account? In these switched, at birth tropes, the biological daughter always bleeds for the golden child's mistakes. I narrowed my eyes, I leaned right into the phone's microphone and unleashed hell. Let me get this straight, I snapped. Because Summer took a sick day, your company lost a $10 million deal. So, am I to understand that your entire corporate roster is a bunch of incompetent morons who can't close a single contract without her? Good